Welcome, fight fans. Thank you for coming to another edition of the main event here on the CTS Network. Today, I have a special one. Today, I have someone from Manila, Philippines, who fights and resides out of Toronto, Canada. He is PG Tondo, who is fighting at super flyweight. Thank you so much for your time. How you doing?
Good.
Did
Thank
I
you,
pronounce it
Justin.
right? I just want to make sure I pronounced it right because I can do it again.
Yeah. No,
All
that's
right.
good.
So I always like to start off with the conversation. Why boxing?
Why? Yeah. That wow, that has to be the first question, eh?
That was a punch. That was a jab. No, jokingly. What got you into the sport of boxing? What made you want to turn pro?
I think growing up with my dad watching boxing every Friday night, especially with Manny Pacquiao, that was like his when I was a young boy, that was his basically entering into the world level, and it was really inspiring.
Well,
And
his story,
so
yeah, his story.
yeah, and
Now,
so like I wanted to give it a try. Yeah,
at what age did you start boxing? Sorry, I cut you off. At what age did you start boxing?
yeah. I started at 15,
At
15,
15.
14,
Okay.
somewhere in between. Yeah,
Now that you reside in Toronto, how long have you been fighting there? How long did you grow up there? Like your teenage and adulthood there?
I I moved in here while I was 12,
Okay.
turning 13. So I started boxing a few years after that. And are we talking about amateur days or including?
Anything you want. You know, your how long
Yeah,
were you in the amateurs for? How many fights did you have?
I've had over 40 fights,
40 fights. It's a different
46
pace
fights, I think.
when you turn
Yeah,
pro, right? It's a very
it
different
is.
pace.
It is. Yeah.
What would you say was a major adjustment that you had to do? I know that a lot of times people will say that it could be the strength and conditioning, or it can be when they start lifting weights. When you transitioned to the pros, was there something that was a little bit very different when you first started from your first pro fight?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You feel the punches a lot more. So if you get touched in the chin, you gotta
It's a quicker. I
like
mean,
you better check your gut. Make sure you're still standing. Yeah, and the gloves are much smaller, so you have to be a lot more technical. Um, Guys are bigger, stronger. So yeah,
how so you turned pro 2017. It's a couple of years.
I believe so. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't even remember. Yeah.
Now your journey to get there. Do you still use your same trainer? Do you still train in the same gym, or did you adjust once you went to that
Yeah,
level?
I've always stayed with the same gym. So, but back actually, just few months after, my main coach, Adrian Teodorescu, has passed away, but he relayed to his son and few other people that became my main team. So now they're taking over my training sessions.
And it was this year, this last year, 2020,
No, that was 2 years ago,
2 years
I
ago. Okay.
believe. Yeah, just before I turned pro. So
And how was the journey for you to get there? What was that road look like? Was it what did it look like for you?
turning professional
Mm-hmm.
in Canada,
In Canada.
it's the hardest thing is finding opponents. Because if you look at my records, I only fight if I get lucky twice a year, and I've only had 5 fights. And then the pandemic hits. Obviously, no one's, especially in Canada. There's almost no fights that's happening in Canada, and there's almost nobody in my weight category. So yeah,
Is it
it's
hard to
definitely a lot
travel?
harder.
Is it hard to travel? For example, I know that you're in Toronto, which is a couple hours from Buffalo, which
Yeah,
they have. There's the New York that's down the street. Is it
yeah.
is it more the weight class, or is it more to try to get to find other opponents?
It's more of finding opponents in because I also don't have I'm not signed with any promoters. So yeah, that's one of like if anyone calls us, emails us for inquiries for fights, um, I don't uh, I don't say no unless it's obviously a big weight difference. So
How between how much weight would you say would you adjust? Like if someone called you to take on, if you were to take on a fight on, let's say 6 week notice, is it
I'll
easier
take
for
that.
you'll take that?
Yeah, as long as it's on my weight, 118 and below, then yeah, I don't see a problem with it.
And when you're training for the fight, what is your training? What does your training look like? How does training camp kind of go for you?
The first few weeks, if I have a full training camp, let's say 10 weeks, the first few weeks is just a bunch of cardio, so a lot of running. And then the next few weeks, let's say another 2 weeks, it's conditioning, including cardio, a lot of but this time we've kind of mixed cardio with short intervals, short uh burst of intervals.
Mhm.
And we also include some conditioning, strength and conditioning, and but still no heavy bags. And then after that, it will be like we'll include sparring, heavy bags, heavy on heavy bags, and then uh, another week after that, it will be heavy on sparring. Yeah, just to make sure that our mind is working. Oh,
Something that I wanted to highlight is your record. I think that
yeah,
it took you a couple of tries, to get the first win.
yeah,
A lot of people will probably, based on your record and how it went, I would think would probably give up the majority.
yeah,
How did you keep moving on that? Because I know that it came out to decisions. So I do
yeah.
you think that it was unfair the way the scorecards were, or
I
was
don't,
you?
I don't see it as unfair. I
Mhm,
mean, the judges are professionals as well,
mhm.
and I just think that I didn't do enough for those fights. I definitely could have done a lot better, and it is discouraging. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just it's hard to be here right now, and but I just see it as a number, and thank God, because if I lost another fight on my last fight, I would have said, all right, this is it. I have no future here. But God was willing enough to give me a win.
Mhm, mhm.
So yeah, and not just a win, but a knockout. So
And what did
that's
the
good.
what did the draw feel like? Because you got a draw before you got the win. How did
Yeah,
to get that
that
close?
draw, that draw was, oh man, I don't think it was a draw. I thought excuse me, I thought I won that fight unanimously. I thought because I thought I dominated the fight. The guy couldn't land a punch on me. I landed pretty much whatever punches I threw on him. So, and I hurt him a few times. So, but
How did you
judges are
corner?
not perfect.
No,
So,
and I'm glad you said that. That you said the journey, to get there before your first win, it was very discouraging.
hmm
How was your corner? Because a lot of times people don't highlight, or people fans like myself or people
yeah,
watching, they don't recognize how important that corner is.
yeah,
Especially, how did they feel? Because you know that's they followed you through the age of 12.
yeah. No, they believe in me. They still believe in me. They think I could be something great, which is which is one of the people that pushes. Ernesto is one of my main trainers. He always constantly tells me that you need to believe in yourself more because he believes in me more than I believe in myself. So he gives me that confidence, knowing that I could be something great. So yeah, I keep pushing.
Have you ever? Do you think that because right now I would say the pandemic kind of threw things away, and the majority of your
Yeah,
fights are in Canada. Um,
yeah.
would you think that there's potential that you'll probably come here to the States, or even because your weight class, there's a lot, of in
Hopefully,
Mexico as well.
yeah, hopefully in the future. I
Is,
would
is
love to fight in the South. Yeah,
is that the
I
goal?
would
That's the
love.
big picture.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I would love to fight in U.S. I would love to fight in Mexico. Also in my country, anywhere in Asia. Yeah,
Is there any talks of your next fight? Is there any preparation for your next fight?
yeah. I actually have. We have a contract signed. I got signed a contract last week. On December. This is on somewhere in downtown Toronto, and this is gonna be for the. It's gonna be for Canadian title. Yeah,
I mean, here's a perfect example. Look, you got through the bumpy road and you got a shot at the title.
yeah,
That's a step forward. And that,
yeah,
like you said, that's all preparation and all your hard work.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say if when you win this, what is your feeling gonna be like? Is your training gonna be a little different for this fight? Is because you're one step closer.
Yeah. Um, it is an 8 round fight. It will be my very first one.
Okay.
So training is gonna be longer. Days are gonna be longer. I gotta be smarter with my time because I'm still working full time even now. So yeah.
If are you gonna have a big crowd that night? Family, friends.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, a lot of people have inquired, and but I don't think the venue can hold over a few hundred people. So, but it's definitely going to be a great night. It's going to be a good. I know my opponent's training hard, and I'm training hard, so it's definitely going to be a.
Did you have the opportunity to face him either in sparring or in the amateurs?
Not yet. Well,
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna have a rematch with him. He was the last guy that I fought. So yeah.
So what is when you're not training and to distract yourself from everything from life, especially during
Mhm.
COVID, what did you find that was helpful last year?
If I'm not if I'm
Yeah,
not training, I like
what did you discover? What is there something that you like a hobby you picked up, or is there something that did you like that alone time that the world kind of stopped?
yeah, I'm actually an introvert, so and I purchased books.
Uh-huh.
So right now I'm into the Greek mythology stuff. So, but I kind of stopped because I don't have time right now. I haven't even finished the last book. Also, what? Well, I still do some runs. I like going outside. I just like running overall.
um so switching gears a little bit as far as the world of sport of boxing, is there any fights that you're looking forward to that's coming up within the next 2 months as a fan?
Hmm. Let's see. I'm excited with Camboso and what's his name?
Timofino Lopez.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
think
gonna
that's
be,
gonna be a great fight. And who
yeah.
else is fighting? Who else is
uh,
fighting in the future?
we have Tank
Tank,
Davis and
Tank and
Rollies.
Davis. But I think Tank knocks him out.
Yeah, that's good. And
Clean, yeah.
then Clamp Canelo.
Canelo, oh Canelo. It's not even.
Uh, you, you,
There's no discussion there.
it's tough because as I think I don't know. I like Plant's story. I like the underdog
Yeah,
story.
right.
I see the hunger in it. And I don't know if I'm just sold as a fan that I want to see this
Yeah,
happen, but all the time they're like,
Canelo.
no, man, Canelo's on another
There's
level.
yeah. There's different tiers, and I would say Canelo is in the top tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no discussion there. I think Canelo takes his head off.
Is there any fights that you're looking forward to next year? Like if you think the winner of a certain fight, you want to see that fight happen.
Um, hmm, hmm, hmm. There is on the lighter weight category. I'm looking forward. Hopefully, they make it Naoya Inoue versus the Filipino guy. What's his name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. With
Yeah,
with the
yeah, yeah,
with the tattoos, that dude is
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
in the wild card gym card, right? Real young guy.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah,
I like watching Noah. I
that
think he's probably one of the best pound for pound right now. Probably
his
top
last
three
fight,
on my list.
he was in the undercard of Pacquiao, right? The one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah,
His last fight was a good test for him, I think, because he
yeah,
started, because he has that knockout punch. So I think he learned a
yeah,
lot from that. But that's going to be a good match.
yeah.
Are there any, as far as after this fight and then for 2022, do you have a plan about how many fights you want to have if given the chance? Was there a goal for like?
Sorry.
No, it's good.
Um, I'm getting pretty up there. I'm entering my prime, so I would say fight another 3 years, 3 years, 4 years, and then I think whatever's left of me, I'll see how it goes.
Oh
If
no,
I
I'm
have
sorry.
anything
I
left
mean, not years. I mean times. How many times you want to fight next year? I'm sorry.
next year,
Uh
if I could fight 3 times, that would be great. Yeah, yeah. I'll take as much fights as I can.
huh. What is you know, you mentioned that it's hard to get the fights on your class, and then again, it's the promotional side of it.
Yeah,
As a fan or as a boxer, how is that so difficult? Because again, your job is just to be in that. Not really a job. Your goal is to get in that ring, become champ. But
yeah,
then sometimes the outside stuff, the promotion and all that can be
yeah,
stressful. What is
yeah.
something that either somebody that's listening to you that they can help you with that, or if they're listening and maybe they have connections, or even for the person that's in your similar situation, what would you say?
I would say to just give me a chance to fight under their promotion, and I'll show you what I can do. Yeah, I mean, there's no better way to. It's better to show rather than to tell. So yeah,
I like that because your big influencer Pacquiao was the same mentality.
yeah,
He shows in the ring. The mouth doesn't do the talking. It's the action.
yeah,
So
yep. I agree
now,
with you on
now, PG. Before I let you go, I always like to. I'm gonna ask you a few questions, quick questions, quick answers. Okay.
Sure. Let's see if I can
Um,
do it.
the first time you walked into the ring and it was your pro debut, what was your
Yeah.
feeling? What was your feeling?
Oh man, my knees are knocked. Everyone's staring at you. It's wow. It feels like you're on a different level of high,
Mhm.
but at the same time, you're nervous and excited at, at your all-time highs. That's what I was feeling at at that point. So, but yeah,
When you got your first victory, what was that feeling like?
wow, man, I don't. I know it felt good, but I wasn't completely satisfied because I could have done better. Yeah,
So you were more focused on what you could have done than just
yeah,
you take it all in and say, "Hey, I won." Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Your first training, whenever you started your amateur and you walked
Mm,
into that. I'm sorry, let me take it back. The first time you walked into the gym, the very first time, your age of 12, and you got that
mm-hmm,
first somebody hit you really hard. What was that feeling?
mm-hmm. Well, I remember taking it from actually it was my trainer's son, and
uh,
he hit. I wouldn't say he hit me pretty hard, but he hit me a few times, and I just bite down and I fought back. So that I think that's also one of my characters now that I developed. So you bite down and you fight hard.
so because some people get were like, "Hey, what's going on?" What
Yeah.
is what is the number one thing as far as you look in the fight for preparation after it's done? What is something you like to eat after, like after your fight, and you're no longer a trainer? What do you enjoy that sometimes you can't while a trainer?
I'm a real sugar guy, so I would say donuts. I
Donuts.
love donuts. Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
victory fight. Uh,
yeah.
now, I know you have merchandise and you have fan gear.
Mhm.
Where for those who are watching or listening, where can they follow you? What social media do you use the most?
I'm on Instagram. It's PG Tondo. And also, if you want to buy my merch, it will be on a website. I think it's called Millions.
Millions.co.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty. Yeah,
Now, the merchandise that you have there, is it for a cause or is it for, is it to help you for the training or do you give
yeah.
some of that portion to something
Well, it's just to help me out with my
with the training?
financial side as well. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Is there any sponsors, anyone else you'd like to give a shout out or you want to tell the world you coming for that belt? Is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to thank. Well, I want to shout out to my trainers, both um Armand for Ernesto and for Dave Booth for keeping me in check all the time. Yeah.
Perfect. Now, all the information everybody's going to be down on the below. Your fight that you're coming up, let me know, and we'll
Yep.
post that, and
For sure.
hopefully it's on pay per view. We can stream it. Nowadays with
Yeah.
technology, and
Uh-huh. We'll definitely let
again,
you know.
definitely let me know.